We're getting slow audio, Poseidon, but we're here. We're live. What is today? Thursday. Today's a weird Thursday. It's a Thursday for Pantelis podcast. I got my buddy Gino Durante in studio. I will present him to you in a second, but before, Poseidon, what do we have to tell these people? What do they need to remember?
You need to remember
that we got dates coming. March 13th, me, Guido Grasso, and Massimo are at the Leonardo da Vinci Center, the mecca of Italians in St. Leonard. We're doing the show, the Southern Boys show. March 13th, tickets are on my website. If you're a patron on Patreon, you get tickets at a discount rate, so just contact Poseidon on the Discord, and he'll come and hand-deliver them to you if you're in the greater Montreal area. 9th of May, I'm doing comedy in Quebec City. That's my only French time that I'm running, my 45 minutes or my hour. In the next couple of months, so we're going to test it all out there. In English, we got Sherbrooke coming April 3rd. Toronto, when is Toronto? April 25th?
Yes.
April 25th. And you already gave it away, but we'll announce New York May 1st in a couple of weeks, I think. That'll come out. Me, Mike, Ehrenberg, and Gino Durante. I'm looking at this Gino. No, it's not Gino Durante. It's Gino Bisconte. We got two different Ginos hanging out over here.
Oh.
So let me present you guys my guest. A very good comic. Never wanted to come on a podcast because he's a nervous Nelly when it comes to talking. He always thinks he's going to say the wrong thing. It's goddamn Gino Durante.
It's the first time you asked me.
That's not true.
Yeah.
No, in person I've told you a lot. It's the first time I sent you a message written that you can't hide it.
No, you asked me at the comedy club. You asked me at the Nest, I think.
I've always asked you, but you're always like too busy or something. Yeah.
Or you're always like, I have a podcast.
Yeah.
But that was the official, do you want to do my podcast? I said, yeah.
No. I've been pushing you for a while, for years, but you were always like, I don't know, what's a podcast? What do I say on a podcast? It's not a hard-hitting journalistic type of thing.
What do I say?
Let me ask you something. You have a lot of stuff you're working on. You're working on some cool stuff that we can't even announce yet. That's how cool level of comedy fucking Durante is working on right now. In the summer, this summer coming up, do you have dates outside of Montreal?
Yes. Nothing I can announce now, but I'm going to be announcing, like I can announce at the end of the month, on my social media.
Yeah, because it's normally when you have like a big gig, a festival, anything like that, they keep it to themselves. They want to make the announcement, so they don't let you do it.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah,
that's a good
mostly
thing.
like a few outside of Montreal, so like I'll be posting those. But yeah, sometimes like just because they haven't announced it, so they don't want you to post or whatever.
Which makes sense. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
That I can live with.
No, it's tough, like whatever, but because you have to be careful, like whatever, like who you tell, but you want to post it. Like eventually you have to post it, but I guess, yeah.
They're scared over nothing, these fucking festivals. Like, calm your tits. But it's not even that. I think it's just they want to have that one chance to surprise people and be like, bang, look at who we got. Fucking Poseidon on stage, one night only.
Naked.
Saying nothing.
Yeah, but you have a bunch of dates. That's amazing. You're doing Quebec and New York.
Yeah, well, one's in English, one's in French. The French one's the hardest because it's very difficult. It's not as comfortable doing it in another language.
Yeah.
But I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, where do you do mostly your French?
Everywhere. I've been to the Bordel. There's a bar on St. Denis, Clip Bar. I've been there. There's another place on Ontario Street. Like I get pretty good access because I know a lot of French comics, so they help me a lot. They're like, "Oh, come to my show." So they're really nice. So it helps. I get a lot of stage time.
Yeah. There's a bunch of good French rooms here.
Bring the mic closer. Talk. You're normally loud. Why are you scared?
I'm doing the Bordel 2 at the end of.
In French?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like I did it. When did I do it? Maybe 2 months ago.
You should do it in French more. You'll make money.
Yeah. Like just I like the room. The room's awesome.
That one of the best rooms I've ever done. The Bordel.
The crowds are amazing.
Always sold out. Yeah, there's a different comedy culture.
Yeah, and I had like a late show on a Tuesday. It was sold out.
Yeah, it always, dude, open mic on a random Wednesday night or something at 10:30 sells out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they don't fuck around. I
wasn't sure, and it was snowing too. It was packed.
No, it sells out. It's good. Poseidon's witnessed it himself.
Yes,
He's been
multiple times
on so many shows. What's funny about, because people who have never seen you on stage, you bring so much energy. You go through, like if Durante has multiple shows in a night, he has to go through multiple shirts. So that's dedication. It's true, but that's dedication. That's because that's really giving it your all. But I was thinking about this yesterday, and it made me laugh a lot. So you are the person. So everybody bombs on stage, okay? But you're the person I think least. I don't know about maybe you've bombed more than I've seen, but it's very difficult to see you bomb, which is in one way hilarious and also difficult, I guess, to deal with if you do bomb. But what's funny about your bomb, I've only seen you bomb once, and we were together. Everybody bombed that night at the Nest. Do you remember the night I'm talking about? We couldn't do well for some reason. It was a Sunday night. Nobody wanted their hair or anything.
Yes. I
But
remember.
what was funny is, okay, we bomb. It happens. Whatever,
Yeah.
you get off, you fuck around. But when you bomb, what's funny is because you bring so much energy, so much. It's someone sweating, giving you everything,
La pasión.
and then silence.
Yeah.
It's so weird to see. It's like, Jesus Christ. That's when you know you can't win. You're like, there's a guy sweating for you, doing everything
Yeah.
possible, and you're still like, no, sir, where is the juggling? Like, what do you want? What do you want?
Yeah.
You're the funniest person to see
No,
do that,
it
but you're the
happens.
rarest person. It's very rare to see you, dude. It's
No,
very rare
no,
to
it
see you
happens.
bomb.
I bomb.
Yeah, but it's rare.
And like that crowd, I think it was a smaller crowd. It was a Sunday, I think.
Yeah, but they weren't into it. It's like we forced them to be there.
And sometimes that's it. And then sometimes that's counterintuitive to start bringing that energy. You got to like bring it down. And I remember like they were just from the beginning. It
No,
was
people
hard.
had low energy, people had high energy. They were never on board with anything.
Yeah.
That's why I was surprised. I thought you would wake them up. But then when they weren't even on board with you, I go, okay, so then I know there was no saving this night.
Yeah,
like
no,
we
it
tried
happens.
everything.
You know, different crowds and whatever, and sometimes you can't always, depending on the conditions too, and the rooms that you do, it's hard to get people on board sometimes.
Yeah.
So that crowd sometimes like there's nothing, you can't do anything.
But you have a big fucking fan base, and you have a good dedicated. Like there's people, especially like we were talking about St. Leonard before. There are people who go nuts when you get near the stage. Like the second you put your foot on stage, there's people ready to throw fucking panties on the stage for you.
No.
Oh, don't fuck around. I had a conversation about this with my buddy Emil yesterday. They go nuts.
Yeah.
They go nuts for Durante. Yeah, look at this fucker.
Look, he's a humble motherfucker.
No. He's like, look, I have a girlfriend now. Shut the fuck up.
Can you
Like,
teach me how to be humble like you, man, bro?
it's impossible. You can never be humble. You've accomplished nothing, and you have a bigger ego than him.
You know, I want to know, how did you guys meet? Like,
A grinder, right?
Grinder, and then we ended up burying a body
No.
together. It was a weird story.
My
a while ago?
Yeah,
No,
about
no.
5-6 years
My
ago.
my buddy Legacy foisted him on me. Yeah, you were a foist. I was foisted.
What's a foist?
A foist, if you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, is when, let's say you have someone around, whether it's you have a company, you have a secretary, someone incompetent and shit that you can't get rid of, right?
Yeah.
So you foist them on someone else. You trick someone else into adopting them, right? You're like, oh, no, you hire. Yeah, I don't mind if you hire this person. They're so good for me, but they'd be better for you. And then they're stuck with them, right? So my buddy Legacy foisted him on me. And then I tried foisting him to different people. Mike told me yesterday he thought I was foisting him on Mike. But
What?
But yeah. But I guess I kind of adopted him in the meanwhile. Like while I was trying to foist him away, I kind of adopted him, and now he's just part of this whole thing.
It's 5-6 years?
I'm his son.
Yeah, he's
You watch Curb?
I love Curb.
Oh my God. Do you watching the new season?
Of course, yeah.
Dude, like, what a genius. Do you watch it?
Larry David.
I gotta start watching.
Oh,
I
man.
have to start.
Like, did you watch Seinfeld?
Yes.
So,
After
like,
I was harassed to watch Seinfeld.
I bullied him a lot because he's like, I'm gonna watch it. Is it good? I go,
No, he's a
it's
genius.
the thing. It's what you got to watch. You can't be around me and not get my Seinfeld references.
Yeah, well, like Seinfeld, but he co-created Seinfeld, so it's kind of the same kind of themes, but he's a genius, and he really brings it like a stand-up comic because he takes a couple of years off. I like that he doesn't do it every year.
Yeah.
So he builds material.
Yeah, exactly.
And when it's good, okay, I'm doing it. That's what's amazing. Like, it's HBO,
Interesting.
so it's not like I have to, give you 20 episodes every year. No, when the material's good, he comes out, and it's always like this year, it's genius.
When you have freedom, he's lucky because he's good, but he's developed after all these years the freedom to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And that's when you create the best stuff. When there's no one holding your hand like us. The real reason behind that we started Patreon is because we're trying to get to 1,000 patrons, because that's going to give us a budget to do my web series
Nice.
professionally, like with an actual team, makeup artists, extras, all that. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
So, and we already have the plan of how it should go.
Yeah.
So I know that when you're free, like that's what we're waiting for. If we could get that, do the shit that we can do. Because no one's stopping you. It's from the fans for the fans.
Yeah.
So you don't give a shit about offending anyone. You don't care.
Yeah.
The people who know you know what kind of humor you have. So that's what you need. And he has the freedom. So he doesn't give a fuck. He has the freedom of time.
Yes.
He has the freedom of creativity. No one tells him anything. No one. He
Exactly.
just does what he wants to do.
Right.
And you need that if you really want to create something good.
Yeah.
And now you're hindered a lot. They tell you, if you want to make a sequel to it, we have to add a couple of extra women in the sequel. You don't have enough, Asian people. You don't have enough that. And then it just kind of like, well, what is this? Like obviously there's no Asian people. This is a movie about fucking, I don't know, the Civil War.
Right.
Why would there be an Asian guy?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
It becomes a formula that you have to follow, and everything's kind of the same.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah,
he's
exactly.
original, and he started on HBO. It was one of the beginnings, like one of the first shows.
Yeah. Do you remember the first episodes? How they were
They were slower.
And they were the way they were filmed. I feel like we could do better now on a cell phone.
Yes,
but he
yes.
still did it.
Yeah. His first season was a little slower, then it picked up. But Seinfeld too, same thing. Before
Seinfeld was
you
very
start
slow
to
in
get
the
your
beginning.
feel and everything.
Yeah, once the characters get their rhythms, you could cut a lot more corners. You could go directly to the joke.
Right.
But in the beginning, you have no choice. You have to develop because nobody knows.
Exactly.
So you're like, wait, why would this character think like this? Now all those characters are developed on Curb.
Yeah.
You don't need an explanation for Susie.
No.
She could get right to her punchline. You know who she is, why she is, and the thing she does. Same thing with Leon.
Like
The best character ever.
One of the rare shows where it gets better with every season.
Yeah.
So anyway, you gotta watch.
You gotta watch it.
Now I'm very excited. You guys hyped that shit up.
Oh,
Yeah,
Curb is
yeah.
amazing. This
I
season,
mean-
the episode with the MAGA hat was fucking hilarious.
The first one. It
was the first one they had the MAGA hat or the second? Oh, it's the first episode.
One,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first episode. The
Fucking
last
new
one is
season.
Yeah, yeah.
like it's just he freaks me out. He's amazing.
Because people were like, oh, they don't like this guy that was wearing a MAGA hat. He was a Trump supporter. And then Larry David was like, oh, yeah, nobody no, because he wears a MAGA hat, so nobody wants to be associated with him. And Larry David hates people. He doesn't want to talk to anyone. He's like, huh. So he just gets a MAGA hat, buys it, cuts in line, does all kinds of shit, just is a dick, and nobody wants to talk to him, deal with him. It's the best.
But also you see the reaction, like the different reactions of people who see him with the hat. Some love him, and then some hate him.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
there's the guy he cuts off during
Yeah,
traffic.
the biker.
The biker.
He's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, I'm sorry. And then he puts on his MAGA hat. He's like, oh, it's okay, buddy. It happens.
The guy's like, just be careful next time, right?
Yeah. It's great.
He's a genius.
He's a genius. He's a
Man.
genius. He has
The
his
last-
finger on the pulse.
Did you see the last one when they go to Mexico?
Yeah, with his ex-wife, with Ted Danson. Yeah, it's amazing.
Gotta weigh everybody for the plane.
The coffee beans. It's such a he is. Even as a person, like when he talks, he's the person in Hollywood. He's the person in that realm that I could identify with the most. I was like, I understand you. I am annoyed as well, sir. And I get into the same type of situations where it's just awkward. Like my whole life has been those kind of awkward interactions.
Yeah.
Where with certain people it's hard to describe it to them. But then when I find fans of Curb, they understand me.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, I've witnessed these types of situations. It's on Curb because he in his real life he has the same situation as me. He's hard. Like I have a hard time controlling my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always, you know how it is. It's always my mouth that gets me in something. As soon as words come out, I'm in a situation like I shouldn't have said that. This is gonna start trouble now. And then I get into a fucking wait. What do you mean by that? And then I
Yeah.
get this whole thing. I'm like, this. I always get myself into trouble like that.
And you can relate. A lot of people.
Oh, I relate. I'm him with hair.
He's a genius. Like to me, he's like Eddie Murphy. Like one of those rare.
Once in a lifetime type of people.
Yeah, like that brings something unique and different, and kind of like I'll just go watch him. He brings something like completely different.
You have some Eddie Murphy in you on stage. You do
Eddie's the first one. Like I think a lot of comedians. Like is he the first one
That I
of the
saw,
first
yeah.
stand-ups that you saw?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
He's
He-
the OG.
He's not the OG, but he's the first one that I was really exposed to. It was actually Dano, who got a tape from Blockbuster. I still can't remember if it was Raw or Delirious that I saw first, but he showed it to me. We watched it in his basement. He's like, "Oh, you gotta watch this guy. This is so funny." And we were young. It was in high school, so we weren't really aware fully of like stand-up culture.
yeah.
And, like I never thought about it when I saw that. I didn't think about it as a job. I just thought like, wow, this is amazing. He's fucking around like we do because he was making fun of the Italians. He was saying jokes like we would normally.
Right.
And I was like, it's amazing. So many people watching. So people like sense of humor. People, it's not just an us thing. But there's another community out there that does this. But I never thought twice about it. It was years later, and I watched a lot of stand up that I even fathomed ever going on stage. And I went after years of bullying. So I was like, you know what? I'll fucking go on stage. I'll prove to you guys that it's not for me. And then the opposite happened, and I was like, a lot of people have that story, though. I've talked to a lot of comics. A lot of people went on stage the first time to stop getting harassed, to prove to their friends that, look, I'm the funny guy, but I'm not the funny guy on stage. Like, it's not the same thing. And a lot of people found the opposite, like other people related. And that's what happened to me when that one night was supposed to be my only time ever going on stage at the Comedy Nest. It was an open mic.
That was your first time?
It was in 2012.
Okay, I thought you did the works first.
No, I did first the nest, and then they invited me to the works, and I did
Right.
that best of open mic the
Yes.
first month. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's what it was. It was the nest. It was supposed to be a one-time thing, and then it just grew from there.
A lot of times too, the friends get one of their friends to go on stage because they're the funny one. They're like, you gotta go on, so they do it.
It doesn't work, bro. I've seen it at the nest. I've seen a lot of bros. I've seen a lot of bros. They go out and they go, let me tell you, so my buddy is fucking this chick, but she's fucking ugly. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, that's not a joke, And I was very scared to be that person that, okay, inside jokes, they're funny, but it's not going to work on stage. And then as soon as I felt like, oh, people get, like they were nodding their head, strangers, like, oh, I get what he's saying. I was like, that's weird. That's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
Like to have a stranger just connect with you, like understand something. And I remember I was like thinking in my head while I was talking, I was like, that's a weird, why did they laugh? Like, I don't know these people. How did they get that? But none of my stuff I thought was very inside. None of it was as inside as I thought. It was relatable. So even like, let's say now, like the Milton joke and all that, maybe nobody knows Milton. Yeah. But they understand a guy in jail and having a friend that fucks up and does something. Yeah. So it was relatable on different aspects, on different levels.
And everyone knows a Milton or someone who knows a Milton.
Exactly. That type of person. Yeah.
That story.
That's a good story.
Did you have it early on? You had it early on?
I didn't have it early on. No, I didn't have it early on. But when I developed it and it was good and I could use it. Yeah. And now soon I'm gonna stop telling it when I'm touring the hour now. The second this hour is videotaped and done, I have to do it in French. Once it's done, I'm touring it in French. I'm gonna retire it because I'm gonna put the videos online. I want people to see the full hour and then work on a new hour.
So once you put it online,
then you have to stop doing it.
You want to stop doing it?
Yeah, because people know it. And it's different when people see you twice on stage or 3 times on stage. It's different. Then they could see you multiple times because it's not out there. It's not the same. But for them to replay the video and then to come watch you for stand-up, I find it's not like music. It ruins the
So there's two things. I think you're right, but I find, like, just talking to people, sometimes they want to see some of that stuff. And sometimes they bring people, like they tell their friends, you got to see this bit. You got to see him do this joke.
Agreed.
So they come, they want to see that.
I agree with you. That's why you could
I'm
do it.
Like,
No, you could always until you put it online. My thing is the second it's on video, that's when you stop. You shouldn't. It's not like albums where they release an album, musicians, and then they tour that album, and people want to sing along to the song. Nobody wants to sing along to our jokes. They want to laugh. They want to be surprised. Right. So you can do the same joke a million times. It doesn't matter. But I find that the retirement of the joke is 2 things. 1, if the joke doesn't work, or 2 is once it's online. Yeah. And that's why I feel like when you're ready to get rid of it. You put it online so that it stays forever. It's there. Right. Once you're ready to part with it, because I know it's hard to part with jokes. For me too, there's certain jokes that it's hard for me to be like, I'm never going to do this one again. It's crazy. Yeah. But I feel like you're ready to do that when you put it online. And then that's your billboard. People see that 45 minutes, that half hour, 15, whatever you put online. Yes. And they're like, oh, fuck, I like this guy. So then when you go to their town, obviously they don't want to see that same thing they saw it, but they want to see that type of humor. Yes. So you use that best couple of minutes that you've built up, and that becomes your billboard. That's why I was going to do it this summer. I was going to record in English, put it up, but then people told me, don't do it yet because you're touring that hour in French also. So people who are bilingual, you might ruin your jokes because they might watch it and then come to the French show and be like, fuck, I know them because I saw them in English. Yeah. So it might take another year before I put that all online. But which is good for me because then I don't have to start writing too much for the fall Canada tour thing. So we'll be good.
You're doing a tour?
Mike. He's doing tour, and I think we're doing 2 Drink Minimum live at the same time.
So I remember, like, just Eddie Murphy, when people started watching it, they would watch it over and over, and they knew the jokes. They knew the jokes. They would repeat the jokes, but they couldn't stop watching it. Like, people would watch it. Like,
yeah, the special you could rewatch, but you're not going to keep paying money to watch the exact same joke.
That's it. Yeah, it was different because you had the special.
If you had, because I put on specials, I could rewatch a special. Yeah, and I'll enjoy it, but not. I won't go to the theater 2 nights in a row necessarily to go watch the same exact thing.
That's it. It's different now. But who comics do you like that you watch, or who inspires you?
I don't watch that many anymore because I don't want to get influenced too much. Yeah, because I want to have my own voice. Yeah. I don't want to talk. That's why I also don't hang out around open mics a lot. I'll go do what I have to do and then leave because I don't want to get influenced. Right. But I have to watch everything Bill Burr comes out with because he has a voice that resonates with me, that I connect with, that I'm like, okay, I get exactly what he's saying. Yeah. And I think, right now, Chappelle and Bill Burr are really, until Louis comes out with a new thing, they're the ones that I'll watch. I'll watch Ari Shaffir as well. But Bill Burr and Chappelle are the ones that I have to drop everything and I have to watch it. Right. Yeah. To me, they're the greats right now. Yeah. So I have to see what they're doing.
Chappelle's last one was amazing.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, but I didn't expect anything less.
Well, the ones before, like he came out with 2 of them. One of them he
Back to back, the one in Houston, and
right.
yeah.
They were okay. One of them he's sitting down. In a comedy club.
Yeah.
They were okay, but this was, I just thought
Next level.
Yeah, he's bringing it like his early stuff.
I guess he just, the other stuff, I think it was recorded before. He just made a deal with Netflix to sell them to them. He played it fucking smart as a businessman and as a comedian.
Okay.
Chappelle played it smarter than anyone else.
It couldn't have been that much before because he's talked about like current stuff like
it was.
and
Oh no, that's this one that he talked about. I'm talking about the 2 before.
Oh no,
the 2 before they were recorded.
This one here.
Oh, this one was he did it fresh. He did it for Netflix.
Oh, okay.
It was the deal was for that was his special for Netflix.
Like, really, really good. Bit.
It was amazing.
That one there, UC.
The
Justice for Juicy.
the LGBTQ part with the letter people. All that was great.
Yeah, LeBron, everything.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Me, I'm really digging Andrew, his crowd work.
Andrew Schultz. Yeah, I forgot about Schultz. Schultz is great too.
His crowd work makes me die.
You were on stage with Schultz in the summer, no? You
In
did the outdoor
summer,
show.
Yeah, he was at Just for Laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a huge following.
Yeah, and he built it literally from scratch. I didn't know this, but I found out from who was telling me? Vlad was telling. I was talking to someone who told me that they remember Schultz was coming up here. I think Sid told me. No, was it Sid? Fuck. I want to give credit to the person, but I keep forgetting who told me. Schultz was coming up here from New York, driving up here to showcase for Jimbo at the Works back in the day. And he wasn't even just driving up to headline. He was just to middle or just to showcase. And he was still dedicated enough to drive up on his own dime. He wasn't getting put up, right? He's been dedicated and working at this for years. It's not a new, like people are like, oh, look, he's a sensation overnight. Are you kidding me? This guy put in the fucking work.
Yeah.
Like, you have to respect that. You know how much work there is in this?
Oh, man, it's a grind.
Yeah, it's a fucking
grind.
huge grind. You got to respect that shit.
And sometimes you see somebody like that is really polished, really funny. You don't realize how many years like they started, how much work they put into it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It doesn't, none of this shit comes easy. Poseidon is the lucky one. He's just reaping the rewards of all this.
Well, because I've seen the evolution.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's witnessed from...
We started almost the same time.
When did you start?
2012.
When?
October 2012.
Oh, so I started before you. April.
You started in April? Okay. Yeah, and I did the contest stuff too at the Works.
I did the open mic at the Nest my first time, and then I met Iman there. She was hosting, I think, that night.
Yeah.
Oh, and she told me, "Oh, you're really good. Do you want to come do the contest?" And I said, "This is my first time."
Yeah.
Yeah, and she didn't believe me, and then that's how it all kind of snowballed.
Right.
Yeah.
And you were there for that? The beginnings?
Well, you
The
were there.
beginnings, no.
I don't know if no, I didn't know him yet. I met him that year though. I think
Yeah.
I met you in October, I think, of that year.
And you picked up
possibly.
quick. I remember. Like,
I picked up really quick. Yeah.
Yeah, like you weren't you opening for Angelo at one point?
I did that years ago. Yeah, a couple of years ago, Ottawa and Montreal. But even before that, so I did my first open mic at the Comedy Nest in April of 2012, and then October of that year, I did. They did a Friday night late night show at the Nest. So it was my first time really getting paid for comedy.
Right.
Was within those few months.
Okay.
So I think Radomski had put that show together. It was it was like Comedy Nest Presents. So in October, I had gone paid to do that, and then I just kept kind of, little movements,
Yeah.
little traction.
Baby steps.
Yeah,
Baby
but
steps.
no, I remember you were going quick.
Yeah,
But-
but people had mentioned it when I started too. They go, you're getting it a little too fast. Like you're going a little.
No, I mean, listen, Angelo, because Angelo's pretty big, and you don't really do like your material's not. It's not like a theme. Like you don't really do Greek.
No, not at
Greek
all.
material, or you don't.
No, because I wasn't influenced by ethnic comedy.
Right.
I was influenced by Eddie Murphy,
Yeah.
Burr, Chappelle. I was influenced by Carlin. I was influenced by a lot of people who just speak their mind and make
Yeah.
it funny, talk about their lives. So I don't have the instinct to be like, isn't it crazy that we have long names? I don't have that instinct.
Yeah.
I never.
I find that so ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't. He knows I don't like ethnic humor.
Have you ever tried? Like, do you speak Greek
I,
on
yeah,
stage? or-
I've done. I remember I did a show in the South Shore maybe a year or two ago, and they were Greeks, so they asked like, "Hey, by the way, because they're all Greeks here, can you do something Greek?"
I think
so.
I
made
I
a couple
may
of
have done that
references.
show.
You've done it at the restaurant.
Yeah.
I did a couple, and they loved them. They got them because if I want to, I could. Obviously, I'm Greek, so I know what it's like to be Greek. But and the jokes that I said were kind of even people that weren't Greek could laugh at them. Just that I had to use some Greek words. Just something that happened on a plane on the way back from LA. There was the plane was delayed, and I swore in Greek. And I was like, and then I heard a Greek guy in front, like, oh, patriota, like a guy, he's like, oh, there's a Greek guy here. And then his wife yelled at him, mind your own fucking business, Dimitri. And this whole thing was happening. And I was like, isn't it funny? You could find us everywhere. And this whole thing, but Greeks got it and they laughed at that.
Yeah.
But I don't have it in me to do that like the whole time. Like, our names are long. Don't we love feta? And I feel hacky. I rather talk about like dates, politics, breaking up, awkward situations in my life, my friends, that kind of shit. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I think you can talk about who you are because, that's how you grew up and stuff.
Yeah.
But if it's relatable for everyone, because everybody can relate.
Everyone can relate the way I do it now, but if I would just make it specific to Greeks, I lose the majority of my audience.
Yeah, then it's more of a target audience and you're limited.
I don't want to do that. I'm having so much fun doing what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm lucky. Like, all of us. Lucky we are to be able to go on stage and tell jokes and strangers could laugh at you.
But Greek audiences, I think, are like Italian audiences. I think they're some of the best audiences. They love comedy. They support comedy. They'll come out. They make amazing audiences.
But it depends what demographic you want to fall into. Because if I do the hacky stuff, I would get an older demographic that I can't do the stuff that I love doing. Because even with Angelo, when I opened for him, this was years ago, but when I did in Ottawa, there was a lot more younger people in the audience, and they fucking loved it. When we came here, went to Laval. There's a lot more older people in the audience. Yeah. And they were uncomfortable a bit with some of the stuff I was saying.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because you can't talk about blowjobs and this and that. They're older fucking people. Right. It's like talking about that to your mom.
Blowjobs didn't exist back then?
Oh, no, they weren't invented. So little things like that. That's why I don't want to mislead people. That's why I don't like people selling me as the Greek guy in this. I don't like that because then you get audiences that they're like, oh, fuck, he's going to talk about being Greek.
Yeah.
And then they come, they're like, what? He never once mentioned how long his name is. I don't want that.
Yeah. But like we do a lot of shows with Neil Jana.
Yeah.
His audiences, he has a big Greek following.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Have you done some of those?
He invited me to do the Greek ones. I said no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that one is Neil. That restaurant is Neil.
The restaurant was Neil. I did that because it was a fundraiser for a school I used to go to. So I wanted to help out. But he invited me to the one, the West Island or whatever the fuck it was, and I told him no because it's misleading, I told him, because a lot of these people, they're going to be like, oh, a Greek. I know the type of demographic.
They're going to expect something.
Something that they're not going to get. Same thing, they asked me, Angelo, they hired Angelo because they were going to hire me to do this fundraiser here.
Yeah.
And I told the guy no, and he got mad at me. He's like, why the fuck not? And I go, trust me, I'm not the demographic that's going to come. They're not for me. He's like, no, but you're a comedian. You're big now. Like, I go, I understand. But the people who know about Just for Laughs, the people who are Joe Rogan fans, they're not the people you're selling these tickets to. You're selling them to 60-year-old Greek men and women. I'm not for them. If I could be a dick, take your money, do the fundraiser, get them all pissed off, and then fuck off. I'm not going to do that. If you want, I told them I'll help you with marketing or posters. I don't mind. But get someone else. And they're like, I think they got Ange.
But his school, like the schools that he does and some of the shows, they're not like it's a mixed crowd. Younger,
it's a mixed crowd,
older, and they're not like.
But I'm a club comic. I'm not a.
Yeah, but that's it. They just want to laugh. If you're funny, you're funny. Like okay, they might hear your name and expect a few things, but
if it's not themed, ethnic, I'm all for it.
Because none of us, we're he doesn't have any other comics who does that kind of material, Greek comics, and they love the show. So.
But when I do his shows normally, because it's not Neil doesn't tell me, oh, it's ethnic or whatever. They normally go well. But the second I feel there's a theme like that, I don't do it because it's 100% misleading.
Okay, yeah.
It's because for me, it's not what you're gonna get from me.
Yeah.
It's and I don't want to be the guy like, well, I did my job, bro, pay me. Like no. I'm smart enough to understand that, I don't want to lie to people.
Right.
And get them to expect that. Plus, if you're younger and you kind of get what I do, even if you're like, there's like the guys at Cafe Cleopatra, the owner, the Greek guy from Greece.
Yeah.
He had came to watch during Just for Laughs. I was doing my show there because he heard, oh, it's a Greek guy doing it. He loved the show, but he was never misled. The show never wrote a Greek guy doing Greek things about being Greek. He's like, oh, a comedian, but he happens to be Greek.
Yeah.
So he had a great time, the guy, because he's like, his expectations were he's going to be a funny guy just talking about his life.
Right.
He wasn't expecting, what's the deal with olive oil?
Yeah.
You can use it to lather your tits. You can bathe in it.
Because imagine all my insults are all Greek food related. Like, you look like a nerd, buddy. You're extra virgin like my olive oil. Like, it's just, so stupid.
Yeah. No, they come
that
out
would be
though.
cringy.
I love those crowds. Those
Where-
crowds.
Where are you from, by the way? I never asked you. Are you from Saint Leonard, Montreal, Laval?
Born in Lachine.
What do you mean he's Italian? I'm busting balls. I'm busting balls.
Son, we're very close to kicking you out of this fucking podcast. You have provided nothing. What is it?
I was born in Lachine. Thanks for this, by the way, bro.
Oh, no problem.
Dude, so cool.
He made it
like,
himself.
I intimidated a guy and cut in front of him to get it, by the way. Really? Yes.
What'd you say?
It's okay, finish it. I'll say it after. You gonna say what you had to say?
You know who I am?
You don't fight him, bro.
It's actually funny because I wasn't trying to intimidate him.
No?
Yeah.
He just got intimidated?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, man, how's it going? Oh, so sorry.
I was born in Lachine. And we moved to Montreal North.
Oh, God, okay. That's where you get all your impressions from.
Then Laval. So it was a mix, you know?
Yeah, that's why you're good at the impressions.
But school, like in Lachine, not so much. But when I got to Montreal North, it was like culturally diverse.
Yeah, everyone's there,
Everybody, yeah. So that's where we really, you got to learn from everybody.
So
a lot of Haitians. My school, high school, we were 2,000 students.
God damn.
Yeah, it was like,
That's a lot of kids.
and I think a third were Haitian. About a third.
God damn.
Yeah. So
why are you freaking out?
I'm not
How
gonna
racist are
I'm
you?
not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say
Well,
it.
you already did.
I'm not gonna.
You already said it. You already said it. Yeah, so 1/3 of my school was Haitian. Oh, God, what the fuck is that? What is that about? My God. What were the rape statistics like? What's the robbery? What's going on there? Like, you freak out. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
and they're the best crowds. The Haitian
Yes, of
audience.
course, yeah.
Yes, they
are
love
the
to
best.
laugh.
If you're good,
Oh, man.
you're going to have the best time. And if you're shit, you know it right away.
Yeah. Remember Abba and Preach's room? Bootlegger?
Yeah, I used to do it all the time.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That room,
That was a fun room.
just like
Yeah.
amazing. They stand up.
They're good, just like the French Quebecers. They're good comedy audiences. They have
Yeah,
fun.
but
They
like
wanna
you
laugh.
said, if it's not, sometimes it can turn, you know? Sometimes they'll be like,
Oh, if you're not doing well,
yeah. Whereas,
any black audience is going to let you know. Which, can I tell you
Yeah.
something? That's the best way, though.
yeah.
That's the best fucking way. Because that's how you learn, and they don't sugarcoat it.
No.
They don't tap you on the back like, well, you tried. They're like, why do you suck?
Yeah, and you can't be hacky and phony. Like,
No,
don't
no,
sell
they don't
them
fuck around
on
like
some
that, yeah.
crap and some bull, you know? Like they're gonna, you'll feel it right away. So I love those crowds.
Yeah.
Way.
You're right there beside you. You're freaking out.
No, I'm not. I'm fine. Why do you think I'm freaking out?
I don't know. I feel like racism is leaking from your pores.
No. I was about to say they are the best crowd.
Who?
Because they want to laugh.
Listen,
Yeah.
bro, don't talk to Stalker. You're not a comedian. Stop jumping in like I know when I perform, it's the best crowd.
No.
What the fuck you're talking about?
I've
Poseidon?
watched so much comedy that.
Stop. You can't use that as a crutch all the time. Like whenever you say something stupid, your crutch is always. But I've watched comedy. Like
a
you know when
lot.
I'm preparing my set, he's like, I know. What do you mean? How do you know? I watch a lot. That doesn't mean it. It's like you know how to build a car. I watch a lot of car shows. I drive a lot. Let me tell you.
You come to most of his shows.
Yeah, he comes to a
It's
lot
at
of
the
them.
Nest.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm his little helper.
There's nothing little about you, and you're not helpful all the time, bro.
All the times I hinder.
Yeah. He's a hindrance.
It's good support.
So yeah, dude. So you started the same time as me.
Yeah.
You ever leave the city to do anything, or
Yeah.
like do you like now? Forget the dates that you have booked. I mean before that to go try out your shit.
Yeah, I did Toronto. I did a few clubs. I did.
How was it in
Ottawa,
Toronto? And did
Cornwall.
you do this? Because the only thing I ever told you was the second you lose local references,
Yeah.
you're gonna cash in a check for $1 million. Because everyone in North America can enjoy your stuff.
Yeah.
As soon as it's not locally based,
Yeah.
I can't see anything stopping you.
Well, I use it wherever I go. Like here, I use it because it's
You're
the
here,
audience.
yeah.
But if I go to Toronto,
So in Toronto, that's what I was gonna ask you. In Toronto, did you look up and you're like, I'm gonna use these references?
Yeah, well, I
It's
just
amazing.
like it was more like I went through my material and I said, okay, I'm not gonna obviously speak French or do.
Okay.
If the punchline is in English, it's okay. There's certain things that I'm speaking French just to set it up, but then the punches are in English. That works. But if it's like French, like some of my Haitian stuff, I can't do it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Those specific actually.
So when I do that, I just don't do that material and I do something else. Like
Toronto-
these shows I'm doing at the end. And
Yeah.
like I can't do any of that stuff.
But in Toronto, you killed, I'm assuming?
I did well. I did a few in Toronto. I did a wedding and I did a corporate gig.
The wedding must have been tough.
The wedding was tough. I did a couple of weddings. Sometimes they're really tough.
Wedding, yeah, because
Because you're first of all you're far away from the audience. You're on like in the middle of the dance floor,
and they're not there for that.
nobody's here. Like you're alone, and then everybody's far away, like in a round, and it's not as intimate, and it's hard.
When they're not there for comedy, it is brutal.
Yeah, that's where like you'll bomb or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're all round tables, so some people like they can't even see you. They don't
They're
want to turn
back,
around,
yeah,
whatever. Oh yeah. And then if they start eating, like now, you have it announced you don't want them to be eating while you perform, but sometimes they're eating. It's like it could be a disaster.
Yeah, I avoid that shit.
But I liked Ottawa, yeah. Eh?
People have gotten comics to do at weddings.
All the
Yeah,
time. They get
yeah.
everything. They get dance troops, comedians.
Why?
Sometimes they just want you to host, so you're just hosting the evening, and like,
Hey, give it up for the bride and groom, huh?
yeah,
No way.
yeah.
Hey,
Some
yo.
people do that. I know a lot of comedians who do that. Paul does that a lot. Baluya.
Yeah, he does that, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
But
good at
sometimes
that.
they want you to do a set, and like now I'm careful if I do them or not. I don't really.
Yeah,
like, I used
I'm
to.
very now. I used to say yes to everything because I
Yeah.
thought that's what you have to do, and then now for stuff like that, I'm like, no, anything that all this does is reduce my brand. Like it just kills the. Like even yesterday, me and Mike, we did a bar show.
Yeah.
And I got pissed off because let's say 80% of the place wasn't listening. They were talking, yelling. And they didn't realize what they were getting.
Yeah.
Like how much tickets are from Mike and all that. They were getting, if they were paying attention, they were getting they were living, there was a situation there.
Yeah.
But they didn't realize it. There was one weirdo who just kept taking pictures. I didn't ask. I was going to ask her, but I didn't realize until after, like videos and pictures of everyone. But I never asked her, like, what's this for?
Yeah.
Like, I only realized later that she didn't work there. I thought she worked there the whole time. Now that I think about it, I should have asked, like, what are those for? Anyways,
Yeah, that's crazy.
so
But some rooms are not conducive to comedy, and it's like it's not even worth doing. If they're not there for the show, sometimes they don't know there's a show, and they're there with their buddies. They want to have a good time or whatever.
I agree. I completely agree with them. It's
yeah.
just that's up to the producer of the show to make sure
Yeah.
there's some kind of understanding or they know what they're getting themselves into.
Right.
But for me, it was an uphill battle yesterday because first of all, even the photo they used for the flyer was it looked. It was I said on stage, I go, it looks like I'm the final boss in a game about date rapists. Like it was bad. Like I have hundreds of photos of me smiling and they picked one of me like this. Like. So I was like, come on, guys. But we tried our best to do it. It was just
Yeah.
the people that were listening had a good time, but it's so fucking hard to when
Yeah.
people are, and especially when they're right next to you and they're just having their own conversation.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
But was the person taking pictures or filming?
So at first I thought she was filming. I think she might have filmed some of my set too in the beginning.
What's up with people filming? Last
Yeah.
week, 2 people in like 2
I'm not
nights.
supposed to do that.
No,
I
no.
catch somebody fucking filming a set, bro. I'm fucking throwing them.
Yeah,
out.
I
No, you
think,
don't-
but I haven't been tagged on anything online, so that now I'm thinking maybe it's for her own personal archives. I don't know if I've seen this girl before, but at the beginning I noticed I turned around, I see her with their camera looking at me, and I go, if this bitch is filming, do I say something? Then I saw her again when I got off stage. She was doing it to every comic, taking pictures. I go, okay, she's walking around, standing up. Okay, she probably works here or works with the. And then now I only realize like, wait a second, they never. I don't think she worked there. I think she was just some weirdo just taking pictures of everyone.
Some weird
As
broad.
long as there's no videos of me online doing
Yeah.
material that I want to do,
Right.
I'm fine.
Sometimes they don't know, but like a lot of clubs announce it. Like you go to Absolute, they say it, no filming. Sometimes they don't know, and they're like, "Oh, I like this person. Maybe I'll show my friends," and they're not doing it maliciously. But like last week at the Comedy Nest, I see someone filming right in front of me, and he's just like this. So I'm like,
Filming.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you break your set and say something? So I didn't say anything then. We told him after, like we sent somebody to go tell
Yeah.
him. And then Sunday I did Sid's room. Did you ever do the brass door?
I've never done the brass door. I do his other rooms, but same thing. Sometimes I just look. I'll be like,
Yeah.
No.
So
Put
Sid
your
is
fucking phone
amazing.
away.
So if somebody's filming when Sid is around,
oh, he doesn't fuck around.
no. So let's say like
He'll fucking smack
Sid's
him.
gonna be a guest on this show in 2 weeks, I think.
he comes. Let's say you're in front of me and you're filming. You're there. So
Yeah.
he'll come and he'll do this. You'll push and go. There's no filming, and you'll get in your face.
Yeah.
There's no filming here. So he's right in your face.
Yeah, he doesn't play.
Yeah, there's no
love
filming. And he brings your hand down with the phone. There's no filming. And he goes like this.
Well, his brother's a professional fucking comedian. Dude. He knows.
So Sunday, we're at the brass door, and the host, Chris Dulger, says, guys, no filming, whatever. When I'm on, I was like the third comedian, and maybe the guy was filming the whole time, nobody noticed, whatever. But he's like this.
Oh, no, just sitting there with the phone.
Just sitting there like this with his phone. So before I could even say anything, Sid comes, brings his hand down, puts his head, and he stayed there till he deleted it on his phone.
Oh, I
So
love
he
that.
tells him, okay,
like Sid.
you can't film, whatever. Okay, now delete it. And the guy's like, what? The lady, no. Yeah, no. Let me see your trash bin. Let me see. Empty the bin. Empty the bin.
I love Sid.
He's the best.
He's amazing.
Sid Color.
I'm gonna message Leonard actually once this is over, just to ask him like, does he know who that chick was? If it was pictures.
No,
or
because
video.
that's the thing. Sometimes you're testing stuff. You don't want it to be
Yeah,
online.
exactly. And I fucked around with even my good stuff. I fucked around with it yesterday just to play games because
Yeah.
nobody was listening. So
Sometimes it's new bits. Like you can't be filming.
Dude,
so
at
you
one
have to-
point to try to get everyone together, do you know what I said? Because everyone was separated, yelling. I go, okay, let's try to find common ground. How do we all feel about Hitler? And then some people were like, what the fuck? And then I was like, we hate him? And people were like, yeah, we hate him. And I was like, there we go, common ground. And then I was like, what about the Swiss, though? And then I was like, I feel the room's divided on them. And I had this whole thing. But if you take that out of context, you're like, how do you feel about Hitler? And just cut that. They're like, this guy's out there promoting Nazi shit. Like, you know?
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes.
So you don't want that. So I'm going to ask
Yeah.
Leonard if he knows who that broad was.
You can't do that. You can't.
And I was nice to her, but now that I realized, I go, fuck, she probably didn't work there. I was nice to her because I thought she was part of the crew. And I'm like, they don't have, I'm thinking about it. I go, if they had a crew, they wouldn't have used that photo.
No, but that's the only difficult part today with stand-up. Like before, nobody had these phones and you weren't filming sets.
Yeah.
Now, like people are filming, recording, and
It changes everything for us.
Yeah.
Like it's something I never had to worry about before. Like, but also for us, it's weird now because I also never had, for the past, year and a half is when we started to get actual people who like our stuff that became fans.
Right.
That wanted to come watch us, support us. So before that, we didn't have fans. Like I didn't have fans. I had people that enjoyed comedy that I would see at shows, you know. But now that there's fans involved,
yeah.
it gets a little tricky because there's two types of fans. There's the toxic fans that kind of want to fuck you over in a bit.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones that no matter what, they're there. They're going to buy tickets. They're going to support. They're going to. So when you're in a place where you don't know who's who,
Yeah.
and then you have that fucking one idiot who's filming, you're doing the opposite. You know, you're starting trouble. It's weird, but I'm a fucking fan, bro. It's, yeah, but these are the fucking rules.
Yeah.
You can't film.
Right.
Like Mike's show, the lady who bit the guy's tit in the audience in
Yeah,
Laval a few weeks ago. That lady was a fan. There was
Whose
Mike Ward. There's always always live shows when there's like 1,000 people,
always
something's gonna
strange
happen.
people,
Yeah.
bro.
So even in my show, sometimes something happens and I don't know how to deal with it, especially when I see a face that I know.
Yeah.
And it's a fan. I know it's a guy who comes to a lot of shows and then he'll fuck around or her mess with it. And I'm like, then how do I explain to other comics that the guy being belligerent and fucking up your sets is a fan of my work? Do you know what I mean?
It's
If they're a real fan, they're not going to do that.
But that's the
obviously.
thing. But they think they're helping some people. Some people are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're in a different spot. So now you don't know if people taking your picture, people looking at you, if they're happy.
Yeah.
And like, I want to take his picture because I want to. I saw my guy that I like, or if it's people that are just trying to fuck you over.
Right.
Like fuck this guy, fucking straight white man up here talking about Hitler. Like you don't know. You don't know anymore who's who.
Yeah.
So it's a weird situation that you find yourself in.
Some hecklers want to be picked on. Like they do it on purpose. They're there for fun. They want to, heckle so that you pick on them.
Yeah.
They're there with their friends and they like that.
That's stupid though.
Yeah, but I kind of.
I don't like people fucking up the show. They don't understand that it's not just you. You're not there alone with your buddies.
Yeah.
Other people paid money and they want to see a show.
Yeah.
They're not as entertained if I call your best friend a faggot. You might be entertained, like, I know, bro, fucking Steve's a big fag. Yeah, you might be happy. But everyone else is like, I don't care about Steve being a faggot. Tell us more about your gay friend. You know? Tell us more about your gay friend that doesn't know he's gay.
The face you did when you said, yeah, bro. Like, that was very funny.
Yeah, that's what they do. There's a lot of goofs, but that's also the advantage of building your own fan base. Like now with Patreon, with the podcast, the good thing about building your own fan base is you start getting people that enjoy your work, know your work,
Yeah.
and when they support, it's because they want you to do well. So they're the first ones that are going to buy your tickets. So you already know that off the bat, the majority of the people that are going to be at the show are people that are on the same wavelength. They're good people that want to enjoy it. So it helps because when you don't have a fan base and people put shows together, you have no control over who's going to come. You don't know who's going to fucking show up.
Right.
Like me, when I go to cities I've never been to, that's always my fear.
Yeah.
Is number one, are people going to show up? And who is going to show up? Is it going to be comedy fans, people that just are like, there's an event tonight. You don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
When you're in a new place. And I'm doing that this whole year. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to places I've never been a lot.
That's why
So
I
I'm
like-
always nervous about that.
That's why I like the clubs because it's usually people like out of town or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't know who the audience is. They don't know who you are.
But they're
Like
there for comedy.
Peroni's and even the Comedy Nest, different audiences. So it's
Yeah.
a good test.
It's the audience at the Peroni's and at the Nest is a very good test.
Yes. There's the other room, the hostel.
Oh, the M Bar.
Yeah.
That's such a good-looking room, such a fun room. The only problem with that room is that you don't know. Some days you might get 90% of the crowd that doesn't speak English properly.
Well, I find it a good test because it's Europeans, Americans, people from Australia, like, you know.
But your references might not work. Like I had once, it was mostly Germans.
Right.
And they weren't getting the references. So then I made a reference they can get. And
yeah.
They didn't
but
like
it's a good test because
you were there that night.
Yeah, I was there, bro.
They didn't like a comedian. It doesn't matter who it was, but they didn't like the comedian before me. And he happened to be Jewish.
Okay.
But they just didn't like his comedy. It had nothing to do with him being Jewish. So when I went there, I said, is it weird for you guys as Germans coming here and you know, the Jewish guy, and you don't like him at all?
Right.
You know, if you did your job properly, you could have fixed this. It would have never happened to you guys. And they were like, what the fuck, you know? The Jewish comedian was like, that's a good line. The Germans were like, don't bring that shit up. Don't bring that shit up.
I remember that night.
Yeah, you were there.
That's a good crowd, and it's a good way to test your stuff. If you want to do stuff that's non-local or just relevant to everybody, I love that room.
That room for me is a little difficult when it's too many tourists because a lot of my references are about life in North America.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So they might not get it.
Yeah.
So you, though, because of the energy, because of the impressions, that's what I'm telling you. There's a check with at least $1 million out there for you. It's just waiting for you to go grab it. No joke. I don't know that many comics in Montreal that have that type of mass appeal. I feel it's just like a matter of time before you figure it out, what to do to go somewhere else or whatever, and it just explodes. Because it's so easy to get people on board with your comedy at a show. Whereas I could have difficulty if it's the wrong mindset. They're like, I don't know about this guy. It's not like that. It's like, oh, fuck, I get behind this. This is a fun time. It's true. It's just the way it is. That's
No, I mean, it depends on
It'd
the
be
crowds.
easier for me if it was like you, but it's not. You have that ability, you know?
Thanks. I mean, it depends on the audiences, but what I find really hard is because you do this well. Like my social media for me, I find that.
Oh, I was gonna mention that you're very shit at social media. Thank you for reminding me.
You know what I mean? Like, but do you find because your podcast, you tweet a lot, your Instagram, Instagram, papi. But do you find like because now obviously before you're a comedian, that's it. You do your shows, you might do a couple of interviews, but now people are always on social media.
Yeah.
I actually feel bad. I feel guilty. Are you on social media a lot?
Yeah.
What do you use?
He's on Instagram a lot.
Instagram, Twitter.
And Grindr.
And Grindr, and what was that other game one?
He texts his dad a lot.
So I almost feel guilty because we're always on there.
Selling
we always
stuff?
have to tell people, come here, like this, come to this show, please come support. I feel bad. Like, I feel like...
I used to feel the same way. Look, I used to feel the exact same way. I still kind of do.
And that part I don't like.
I hate... We've been through this together.
You have to do it.
But what I noticed is when I don't do it, my numbers drop because there's so much happening.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Let's say I post something 10 times.
Yeah.
The same person isn't going to see it all. They might see it 3 times once because they're not always on when you're on or when... it doesn't always come up in their feed. So there's so much shit happening.
Yeah.
If you don't promote and remind people, they forget.
Yeah.
And they either won't come to a show, they won't watch your stuff. And then I noticed, like I said with Patreon. At first, I was like, I don't want to push Patreon too much. Whoever jumps, jumps. But when I wasn't mentioning in the beginning, the numbers were slow. But every time I'd mention on my live stream or whatever, new signups. When I would post about it, hey, by the way, this show's now exclusive on this, go watch it. Bam, 1, 2, another 2 signups. So I'm like, fuck, you have to share because people have lives.
Yes.
They forget. They have other shit to do. They see something, they're like, oh, Gino's going here, I'll buy tickets. And then something happens, they forget.
Yeah.
If you don't remind them, there's a million things. There's ads online. There's people's statuses. There's photos. There's asses. It's full of shit online. Yeah. So you have to keep promoting your shit. Just the part that's aggressive that I don't do the individual stuff anymore.
Yeah,
when people go on Facebook and they invite everyone.
Yeah.
I might do that once a year for something, this and that I think people might be interested. But in general, I post it and let you share it or whatever. I don't like the individual one by one because when I get those, if the same person keeps inviting me the same thing over and over, I get pissed off.
Okay.
So that to me is too intrusive.
Right.
It's like, okay, I get it, bro. But if I post it because the people who are following me, they're going to see it. If you already aren't interested and you're not following my updates, me inviting you directly is not going to help.
No.
Yeah.
You don't care about what I'm doing.
Right.
So but we have no choice, dude. I hate social media. I've said this before, that social media, if I stop being a comic, if something happens, and I'm dumping all of it.
Before you were a comic, did you have it?
I had a Facebook. I got Facebook late. I got even MSN. I jumped on late.
Yeah.
And even when I had Facebook, it was just so I could fuck with all my friends. And the only reason I started to get on Twitter, Instagram came later. All that was just to promote comedy.
That's it. Like before comedy, I wasn't doing any of it.
My personal page on Facebook, there's not an update there. The only updates that show up is when people tag my personal page instead of my fan page. Like I don't post on my personal page, and that's the only personal one I have. Instagram, it's for comedy. My Facebook page is for comedy. Twitter for comedy.
So I think there's two things. If you're on social media a lot, I find at one point, like, how do you have a life?
There you go.
You're doing your shows, you're writing your shows, you're preparing your shows. Then when you're not doing that, you're advertising, you're always online.
I'm always
What
busy,
do you
but I
do?
prepare stuff before. You could schedule posts. Like all my posts that you see are not done live.
Right. But
scheduled.
it's hard to have a life, I find, if you're doing all of that and you're doing it well, you know?
Yes and no, but it's all part of it. Like I'd rather work hard at this and make sure that comedy, writing, all that is my career than half-ass it.
Yeah.
And have to quit or do a day job. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, I'd rather go full force on this instead of working for someone else.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like I want to put energy in the craft, try to be funnier, try to be better, and do more shows.
It
and
all
everything.
goes hand in hand because if you do, it doesn't matter how good you are if nobody sees you.
Yeah, I get it. And no, it's helpful and all. I just find you still need a balance because then you're going to go crazy. That's all you're doing.
Yeah, it is all you do for a while. It's all you do, but then you get into a rhythm.
Yeah.
You get into a rhythm where okay, let's say, I don't know, Friday morning, I'm going to spend 20 minutes, set up all my posts for next week.
Okay.
And they're going to post at this time. I don't have to think about it again. It's going to do it automatically.
Yeah.
Then my writing is that, you compartmentalize everything and you get it done. But if you just do everything last minute, you don't think, like you don't prepare.
Right.
Oh, that must get crazy. Like I have scheduled podcast interviews for like the next month. I have the days, the times. I know who I'm with. I'm not waiting till the last minute to freak out.
Okay.
So,
but that's
it helps.
smart. That makes sense. Then there's also, I don't want to, like, you feel like you're bothering or you're being intrusive.
Yeah, I feel like that all the time too, but you have no choice. Everybody's intrusive. Every ad is intrusive.
Yeah.
It's the time we live in. If you don't repeat it and you're not out there, like I said, people forget, people won't come, they won't watch.
Yeah.
And after a while, you could develop a big enough base where you need to advertise less because your base gets it from you directly.
Yeah.
So let's say if my podcast gets big enough, I won't even have to post my dates as often because they'll know. At the beginning of my shows, I tell my dates. They all watch the show.
Right.
They already know.
Right.
I don't feel bad that you guys have to do that. I mean,
Well, I don't feel bad. I'm not saying we're victims.
No.
I think in general, people understand if you're selling yourself.
They understand also, bro. If you don't want to see it, what are you doing following the comics in the first place?
Yeah, that's my big thing. Yeah.
You
But
know,
some people, they're not on social media because they don't like all the personal stuff. That too much. Even if they're not artists, they find that there's too much information.
Well, I don't talk about personal shit.
The
Most personal thing is my dog that I post.
Yeah, I spoke to a waitress recently. She was just asking me about my shows and where she could follow. I said,
She cute.
Why?
Should drop your number there too. Should drop your number. What are you doing?
why'd you say wine like that? You got excited.
He's like, for the record, I don't talk to the ugly ones.
She was speaking French and it was in Laval, so she was like, why? But anyway, I told her, follow, like, you have Facebook. She goes, oh, no. Like, she made a face. I go, oh, you don't, like, use whatever?
Instagram.
She goes, non, moi, Facebook, gars, j'ai pas besoin de savoir que t'as mangé une banane aujourd'hui.
She's right.
So it's like some
translated
people,
for the people who don't speak
today,
French.
I am eating a banana.
Yeah, she doesn't want to know that. Well,
That's
she's right.
retarded, though. That's people who do that.
But that's
shit.
what Instagram
But
first
it's
was.
true. I understand what she's saying. So imagine, like, us, we're always doing it. But like you said, they're going to follow if they like you and they have a choice. But I just don't want to go over that and be like... Because sometimes...
Well, you have a shit social media presence. I'll tell you why. Because I was trying to find stuff on you yesterday. Dirt. No, just to share your social channels. But you don't even have a fucking website, which makes me want to slap you in the fucking face. You don't have a fan page on Facebook either. You have your personal page. Why the fuck would you want people to go to your personal page?
Yeah.
I want to fucking smack you.
Okay.
I
need the fan page.
Yeah.
But
you need a web.
website?
Listen, don't make me go crazy right now. It is 2020. Fucking
I don't post
girls
stuff
that have
like
a lemonade
videos.
stand.
A lot of people like
You don't need that. You know what your website is for? Your website is a hub for
Yeah.
everything. If you have a website, All you need to do, instead of
Yeah.
telling people, I am on Twitter, I am on... All you tell them is, go to my website. Your website has your Twitter, your Facebook, your tour dates, video clips if you want, contact form. If somebody wants to hire you, they go to your fucking website. Your
It makes
website...
sense, but a lot of people will go to they don't even go to the website
'Cause
They-
you don't
they
have
go
a
to the-
website.
No, but they go to they'll tell you I just checked like Facebook or Instagram.
fine,
they
but-
don't go to people's websites.
But that's... You're talking about
like
one
Sebastian
person.
Maniscalco.
You're talking about one person. You're talking about one person,
In
let's say.
general.
Yeah.
People like his Instagram, his Facebook.
Yeah, but his website,
website-
he has a web presence. If you will Google him, who's this guy? There's a website.
Yeah,
You could find
But
him.
I just think, okay, yeah, you're right. It's probably
What
good
if I
to
don't
start
have
early.
what if I don't have Facebook? What if I don't have a Facebook account, but I want to
Then you
support
need a website.
No. I want to support you, but I
Yeah.
don't have Facebook. I'm like, I don't know what the
Yeah,
Facebook is.
yeah, you're right. You're
Also, if I want to hire you, I Google, I find your website. I'm like, oh, there's the contact info. I send it to you. I'm gonna send you a private message on Facebook and be like, if this
No,
guy
you're
doesn't
right.
have a website,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
low budget. I don't want to hire this guy.
right. You're right. And I always thought, okay, you know what? When you start getting bigger, then you can start thinking about that. For now, like
We're gonna
it's
get into
still
a fight right now.
No, but it's true because it's good to start now, like you. I always think, okay, when you're bigger, then you need it. And right now, you don't. But yeah,
Because
I'm not good at selling myself. I want to do
I
shows.
know,
That's
I-
it. I want to perform. I want to get better, and that's it. But selling myself,
But you do the bare fucking minimum in 2020. Get a goddamn webpage.
At
Like
least, yeah.
I got a website very early. That's true. And the
Yeah.
reason why I did it was because I would always prepare ahead. People told me you don't need a website. That's stupid.
He's
You don't-
always 10 steps ahead.
Yeah, you don't need Twitter. That's stupid. I go, why not? Well, when you need it, I go, no, that's stupid because right now if somebody sees me and they like me and there's an opportunity, I'd rather have everything ready. They can just get it and I'm good to go. And that's what ended up happening. I was already ready. Every level I was getting to, I had my shit prepared.
yes,
I was always ready. I always showed up prepared. Whereas other people that I'm friends with now that I started doing comedy with still don't even have a Facebook, a Twitter, a website, nothing. No Instagram. It's like, how do they find you?
Yeah.
They'll see me at shows. But how do you sell yourself? That's why you're not doing it full time. There's no way to make this a full time gig. Nobody can find you to hire you.
yeah. And a lot of people will look for you on YouTube.
YouTube. I have a YouTube page too. I have a YouTube channel.
YouTube, everyone's like checking out for videos and stuff. I think that's like the first place. Let's go see. some
It's
YouTube.
Google the first place. Everyone goes
A lot of
into
people
Google.
write to me, "Hey, I checked for some of your bits on YouTube and I didn't." Yeah, because I don't want.
Yeah, because I don't want to put them out. I'm still using them. Fuck off. But no. But same thing. Normal people Google you, and if you have a website, your website will, you do the
Yeah.
metadata and shit. Your website comes up.
Yeah.
They click there, and it's your hub. Anything you want them to see, they can see it there. Instead of trying, people get tired after a while. They're like, "Look, I've been looking for this guy for fucking 6 minutes already.
Yeah.
There's barely anything here. I don't even know if this is a real website, if it's a real Facebook page. I don't know if and they give up. But if you have a website, somebody wants to hire you, especially. I could see in a room people watching you, and I could see 10 people being like, we need this fucking guy for our fundraiser, And then they fucking reach out to you right away. They go to your website, contact form, you set up your schedule. Perfect.
Yeah, they always reach out usually through like the.
Different channels.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's crazy. Have a fucking channel. You're a goddamn professional.
And then there's the reverse. There's the people whose social media is amazing. They promote. They have everything.
Yeah, there's people who are very good at
videos.
it.
Like
Yeah.
they're always online, whatever.
Schultz is very good at social media.
But
Andrew
then-
Schultz's Instagram is amazing.
And then sometimes the product's not that good. Like they're not even that funny or whatever, and they have
Oh,
like
yeah,
the amazing social media
Yeah,
presence,
yeah,
And
yeah.
they tell you, and you think, wow, this person's so busy.
Yeah.
They're working so much, whatever.
Yeah, the marketing is done right, but
Yeah.
product
Yeah,
is-
but you know what? The marketing, I wish I was good like them on marketing because marketing could get you really far.
Yeah.
But some people are very good at it. Some people hire people.
You're good. You're balanced. You do both.
Yeah, I wish I was a little bit better at the social media stuff, but I do everything myself. So it's trial and error. I got to learn everything. Like sometimes people think like, oh, who made this for you? Who did that? It's all me.
Yeah.
I do everything. So it gets a little time consuming.
Okay, I'll think about the webpage.
You get the website. I was so surprised. I was like, how the fuck does Durante not have a website? You're literally one of the funniest guys like we have here. I was like, this motherfucker doesn't have a website. I know
I'm doing it
degenerate
old
losers
school. I'm
that
doing
do
like
one
a-
open mic a month and they have
from,
websites.
Dude, I'm from immigrant parents. I go door to door, but word to mouth. That's it. That's how I get my people.
That is very immigrant mentality. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Old
what.
school.
Could you imagine if that's the kind of situation we're in right now? There was no social media.
yeah.
And listen, I'm telling you, I swear, I'm very funny. come watch me at the watering hole. I'll be there at 8 p.m. Like, oh my God, that would be rough. That would be so brutal. Getting away with that, nobody would believe you. Like, this guy's not funny. If he was funny, he wouldn't be at my door.
Did you guys do family business anytime?
What do you
Family
mean?
business? Like, did you work for your parents and
No, I was when my parents had like restaurants and stuff. I was way too young.
I was enslaved by my parents.
What'd you do?
You
No,
weren't
it's a
enslaved.
joke. It's a joke.
No, his
No, but
father, his father's like a Kookamanee inventor type of thing.
Yeah.
And he tried to recruit him many. His father's a degenerate bastard, but he tried to
He
recruit
is.
him, and
He is.
he does scams. So he tried to
He
recruit
does.
him in his scams a lot. But he would always be like, "Leave me the fuck alone!" But he tried to recruit him in scams. Yeah.
Okay, so he didn't like work in, like didn't have a business.
He once
or
opened a restaurant as a front to do scams.
Yeah,
Seriously?
instead of actually operating the restaurant to make the money,
Yeah.
he basically just bought a color printer and thought that he could print fake bills, and nobody would notice that it's regular printer paper.
I'm dead serious. I'm
So,
dead serious.
so you're like
He comes from a long line of buffoons.
you're
just the dad
disciplining
side.
him.
Huh?
When did you realize my father's scamming?
Yeah, when did you realize that? How old? Do you remember when it just clicked and you're like, oh, fuck. He's the loser.
You know when it was? It must have been when I went and visited him in New York when I was 10 years old. Because he was playing the victim
About?
about having to live in these conditions, about having to live in the attic. Remember the attic I told you
Oh,
about?
yeah. He lived in someone's attic at one point.
But I was young. I was able to understand even back then at a young age that like, but wait, you decided to move
Live in a
here.
goddamn
You know
attic.
what I mean? You decided this, but instead he decided to play it. This is where I started to understand kind of his personality.
At 10.
Yeah. So, and then it still took me a while for some other things, but that's the first time where I was like,
I could just see Poseidon at 10 when he gets a Christmas gift from his dad. Where'd you get the money for this? Huh?
Which one of my friends is missing a bicycle?
Where'd you get mom this time? Huh?
oh, he once got her a potato.
Wait, what? Like the gift that he gave your mother was you?
No. He
Dude,
went-
but 10 years old.
Wait, like an actual physical, just a potato?
I think it must have been like 4 or 5.
Potatoes?
And it was a really big potato. It was like an abnormally large potato. It was like this big, and he put $1 in it, like a coin, and then he wrapped it up,
Yeah, we used to have dollar coins.
and then he gave it to her, and then she opens it and she said, "What the fuck is this?" She opens it, she's like, "It's a potato," and she threw it off of his head or something. She was like, "What the fuck is
he
this?"
put a loony
a loony, yeah,
in a potato
yeah,
and gave it to your mom.
yeah.
And he actually thought, he's like, this bitch is gonna love this. Bitches love potatoes and loonies.
I think it was to mess with her. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. And then he just gave her money as Christmas, I think, or her birthday.
He gave her own money that he stole from her purse.
Fuck, bro.
Well, man, that's young to realize, okay, I think my dad's doing some stuff.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know like the extent,
Yeah.
obviously, but I knew kind of like
If Poseidon
Suspicious.
knew how to express himself, he
Yeah.
would have made a great artist. But his problem was he's witnessed a lot, he's seen a lot,
Yeah.
but he's genetics, I guess, fucked him. He doesn't have the capacity to analyze and then project it in art and comedy or in painting. He just takes it in and it fucks with him. Like he just it frustrates him and he deals with it like emotionally. He doesn't know how to create something with it.
Yeah. But
That's his thing. Or else he would have been either the best comic or the best artist or something. But he can't. It's not fuel for him. It's like putting gas in an electric car. It's useless. Like no, it's true. That's
but
what
you
it
don't
is.
Want,
Yeah.
are you interested in that or just creating or?
well, now that he said that, yeah, now I'm.
He's like, fuck you, I'm writing an album.
Fuck, bro. It's like
No, because I mean,
drops.
people in similar situations. I'm not saying that in order to be an artist, you have to have gone through.
No,
shit.
no,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
know.
But people in similar situations, not all. Some just went into drug addiction, killed themselves. But similar, they channel it and they create something from it, right?
Yeah.
But Poseidon, I try to push him in that direction a lot, but then I realized
really, you did?
all the shit that we're doing, we're creating stuff for you. You have your own fucking show on. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
We're trying our best to create stuff. What a fucking doofus. We're creating stuff, but when the realization came, not everyone is you. Not everyone has the same
Yeah,
skill set. Not
yeah.
everyone can do it. So I realized with him recently, maybe like the last couple of months, he doesn't have that. He doesn't know how to. He could break. He's good at breaking shit, but he's not good at creating. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a problem. Everyone's different. Everyone brings
Yeah.
something different to the table.
Yeah.
I was trying to turn him into me, but it's not happening. Like it's
Yeah.
just not in his wheelhouse.
And it-
but he brings other good value to the table.
Yeah.
You know.
And it depends what you're interested in. Like if you're not interested in that, you know.
Yeah, that's the other
just-
thing.
It's fine.
Yeah, like I tried DJing. I tried music. It didn't really interest me. I couldn't really get into it.
Yeah.
I tried. The only thing I would like is to learn the piano.
But you know what? Like what you
I
have.
would love to learn the piano and the guitar.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only thing.
The piano and the guitar at the same time.
Well, first the piano,
Yeah.
then the guitar.
You should learn the guitar first.
Why?
Because why not?
I don't know, bro. I don't know the piano. I don't know.
I think
like it.
what's strong, like what about you, is you're authentic. Like you're real.
Authenticity.
Yeah, and that I think resonates. Like you see it in the podcast or whatever. Like people who know you, it comes out right away. You're not fake. You're real. And that you could do a lot with that.
Look at that.
He's also full of shit a lot. So
You
it's like-
find?
I know. He's known. That's one of his things.
Like
that
he's if you think something, you're gonna
But
say
here-
it.
No, that's what you mean. Yeah, yeah. Look, so you with Poseidon, what you see is what you get. The problem is that sometimes, because he has a compulsion, he thinks he got it from his dad,
I think I
compulsion
did,
to
yeah.
lie.
But not about like
he'll
about the
just-
dumbest shit.
He'll just lie for no reason, and then you're like, "Why the fuck are you lying?" He's like, I don't fucking know. Like his instinct is to bullshit a lot, right? I don't know why. It's just through the years he developed it.
You don't
But,
trust people, maybe.
he doesn't trust anyone. But there's that. But there's that, and also he doesn't. It's very hard to get him to commit to stuff. Like only recently has he been like on time and getting stuff he said he was going to get and showing up. Before that, he knows this very well, dude. Anything he said, like right now, I want to learn the guitar and piano.
Yeah.
He would never make an actual effort to learn any of them, to take a class, to look online. It's just words that he says to satisfy him for the second and then stop. And that's where me and him were very different. Whereas me, I'll say something that you're like, that's impossible. You're never going to do it. And I'm going to do it, you know? Whereas him, you can see the simplest thing. He'll be like, I think I'm going to wipe my ass today. And then he just won't wipe his ass. Like, it's just simple. But it's just it's just different characters. So we used to clash a lot, like, because I used to get really frustrated with him. But I think it's because I was expecting him to be me, and now I've learned to be like, not everyone is you know what I mean, like calm the fuck down, not everyone is you. Try to channel his strengths and let him grow within those instead of trying to project what I think I would do in his shoes, because that just fucks with his head, because then he feels like he's not accomplishing anything because he's like, well, he said I should be doing this, but that's because that's what I would do, but you don't necessarily have to do what I would do. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I have to stop being an asshole, you know.
But you're not able to be fake, I don't think.
Yeah, he's fake all the time. Yeah, he's very
Yeah?
good at being fake. Yeah, he's a notorious bullshitter, but he's
I
also
work in sales. Don't forget.
he's a notorious bullshitter, but he'll only admit it if you catch him. I've caught him endless times, so now
He's the only one that catches me though.
Lying?
Yeah.
So
But
this could be like you're not yourself?
No, this is himself, but I know when he's lying, but he bullshits a lot because he bullshits out of self-defense. He bullshits because he thinks he needs to add something so unbelievable.
Bro, he knows you.
So yeah, he
it
does.
feels like couples therapy.
Yeah, no, I know.
I want him to project to me, but he doesn't listen, and I feel
if I talk to someone for an hour, I could tell them a shitload about themselves. I get.
He's very good at that.
Yeah, I get to know people really, really well.
Yeah. But you guys are a good team, though.
Yeah,
You make a good team.
yeah. We're a tripod right now. Me, him, and Mike, and everybody brings something different to the table. Me and Mike, the quality.
Yeah.
And me, it's just insanity.
Well, no, it's not just that. Because here's the thing: the stuff that he actually, when he puts his mind to it, even something as simple as getting drinks for the guests.
Yeah.
That sounds so meaningless to people, but even that is an important thing.
Yes.
That if-
especially coffee, you
Yeah.
have to arrive at the right time.
At the right time,
to
so
make
the
it.
temperature, get the right coffee, so the person actually drinks it. All that shit.
I was gonna
So-
bring, and then he said no, Poseidon. And I go.
Yeah, I
okay.
trusted you.
How's he
was
gonna
bring-
remember 2 creams here, 1 milk? He's no, forget it, my bro.
He did. No, but
That's a
even
skill.
even things. No, it is. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Plus the guy in the line, you gonna tell us what you said to him?
Oh, yeah.
But even that, Poseidon, that's what I try to explain to Poseidon. You add value in different ways. So sometimes you have to take a defensive approach or an offensive, right? So
Yeah.
if I need, I don't know, I'm fixing something and I need a fucking tool, and he's the only one that could fucking get it. He's free. I'm here. That's an important role to play, to bring the fucking tool, because we can't continue if you don't bring that fucking tool. He doesn't have to be the comic, the star. He might just need to fucking, I don't know, build a stage.
Yeah.
I'm just saying anything, or drive someone. Sometimes guests had to get driven
Yes.
doing Just for Laughs. Brad Williams, all these guys, to bring them to the podcast to do it, right? If we didn't have him, we don't know if we could trust a stranger.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everyone plays their role, and the second now, like he's really fitting into his role of like protective, watching out. What do you guys need? I'll get this for you.
Yeah.
That's an important fucking
Yeah,
role.
it is.
That is an important, because we
And
can't have some stranger in here because we can't talk freely with a stranger. We can't say our plans and all that, you know. So we need him to step up, and he didn't in the beginning, but now the past couple of months, he's stepping up big.
I even woke up early yesterday.
Yeah,
I slept 4 hours and I was up and I was like, I got.
It was the first time I did not believe he was going to make it here for the podcast. We had a podcast at 10 a.m.
Oh.
I went and got coffees because I was like, this guy's not waking up. He fucking brought coffees again. He woke up and did his job. That's never used to happen before. He's taking it very seriously. Yeah. But all that shit, it sounds so simple. Like
It's not.
somebody doesn't. It's not, especially for him. It was the hardest thing to get him to wake up and do shit.
Yeah. And
now
with comics too, sometimes it's not easy to hang with certain comics.
Yeah.
You know, because the attention, whatever. So to have authenticity, I think is important.
Yeah.
But what'd you say to the guy?
Oh,
You know who I am?
So Poseidon went to get us coffees before the show, and something happened.
so
Apparently.
before I was like, I had my hoodie on and I had a jacket on, so I looked, I guess, a little more aggressive. And I go through the drive-thru, and the drive-thru at the McDonald's on Acadie is a little fucked up. It's weird the way you turn into it. And I cut the guy off, and at first I had told him, "Are you like waiting in line?" And he goes, "Go." And I thought he meant like, "No, go." So then at some point I'm like, "Fuck, I feel like he's waiting." So I get out of the car, and I walk to him. I'm like, "Bro, are you waiting in line for the drive-thru or like this?" And he goes, no, it's okay, buddy. I'm waiting, but it's okay. You can go. He goes,
So he was waiting, but he's like, fuck, this
he
guy's
goes,
serious.
yeah, I was waiting, but it's okay. You go. I'm like,
But
oh,
was he not waiting in line? I don't
he
understand.
was, because it's weird, because you got to leave a bit of space for cars to pass.
Oh,
that
yeah.
are leaving.
I
You
know
what I mean?
exactly what you're talking
So
about.
like I was confused, and the way he pointed, I thought he meant like, I'm not waiting in line. You can go.
I think he meant clearly that he's waiting.
Exactly.
But
That's
he
why I
didn't mind. He
go-
gave up his spot. He's
Yeah.
like, look, man,
and I saw him gone.
I'm not getting raped over an Egg McMuffin. Go.
And then I go to him. Oh fuck, bro! I cut you off. I'm really sorry. And he goes, no, it's fine. You could go. I'm like, all right, thank you, bro. And I just,
please, sir, just leave me alone.
The guy got scared.
Yeah. When he gets
I didn't
aggressive.
even mean to. I didn't even mean to scare the guy.
No, you fucking waiting here, bro. Is this your car? It's
And
scary.
I got out super fast too. Like,
What are you ordering?
And I think we're gonna.
No, I'm saying that you could have said to the guy, "What are you gonna order, bro?"
I'll order for you. And Poseidon but it's opening a lot of doors for him too, because even next year, right? It looks like we might have a tour in Asia be announced, and we're bringing Poseidon with us.
With Mike.
Yeah.
Man.
So we're
yellow fever.
Jesus. He's our protection against the coronavirus.
Dude, you're going everywhere. That's amazing.
Yeah, well, next year we'll see. They're gonna finalize it soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
My big thing is I don't like to travel a lot, but I'm very excited. There's only one place that I really want to go to. It's in that whole tour. I'm gonna have fun everywhere else, but I really want to go to Japan.
To perform or just visit?
Oh no, we're gonna perform in all those places.
Yeah, but
it's
that's
just
you wanna see
the
it.
place that I'm
Yeah.
excited to perform in is
yeah.
Japan because of video game culture, and I want to go to all these video game related stuff and you know just see. Yeah.
But in general, there's something different about seeing something on a screen and then seeing it live.
of course, yeah.
You know, it's like
Thank you for
It's
stating
like
the obvious.
on
There's
a
also
screen,
something
it's like-
different between something solid and something wet.
it's like it's like seeing a shark. You know, during Shark Week. You know, on the TVs, and then you're in the ocean and you see a shark. It's like fuck, it's a shark.
Yeah, very different. Yeah, one could kill you. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Captain Obvious. Because we were all confused. Me, I thought, fuck, when I see it on screen, like when I watch Donald Trump on screen, he's this big. How is that a president? I could just put him in my pocket and carry him away. You fucking buffoon.
That's it. The coffee woke me up. I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
We should start over.
No, but it's gonna be. I think if we finalize everything we go, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun because we're gonna do stand up and live podcast probably.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah. So Poseidon gets to.
And there might be behind the scenes shit with.
There is gonna
the
be.
GoPro.
Oh, for sure. Views of a Simpleton. We're gonna do Views of a Simpleton. Japan, Mongolia. Where else? We're going? Thailand, Vietnam. I think.
So 2021.
2021. Yeah.
Wow, Mike's good too. He works.
Dude, Mike is on. Are you crazy? People think that I work hard. Go look at Mike.
Yeah.
Mike's a
Go look-
bulldozer.
Yeah.
bro.
Mike's a
This
fucking
guy's a-
monster, bro. Are you kidding me?
doesn't. He's fucking
I wouldn't-
mow you down, bro.
I wouldn't be surprised if one day I find out Mike's performing at 2 places in 2 different countries at the same time. Like, I wouldn't be fucking surprised, bro. It doesn't stop. It's
His
unbelievable.
podcasts are good too.
The
Like,
French
they're
ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Bro.
They're
It's
so
the number
good.
1 French language comedy podcast on the planet for a
They're
reason.
good.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah, did you watch the last one with our boy Sebastian?
Yeah,
And
I
Preach?
did.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of hate for that, yeah.
Yeah, but it was funny.
It was funny.
I
Yeah,
was
for us.
laughing.
I think he's laughing too now.
Yeah, but Preach, dude, Preach's faces were really
Made it funny.
Ah, he was
but
good.
I think Mike was right. He goes in the beginning, Mike was like, ooh, the first 50 negative comments.
Yeah.
But then after, when it gets to 700, it just becomes a comical thing.
Yeah.
And then Seb could use that as a story.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because now, I don't know if he's going to do it. I don't know how he writes. But this is something so funny to incorporate in a joke where, you know, I came, I'm doing English comedy. And then now I'm like, you know what? Let me try to dip my toe back in the French.
Yeah.
I do 1 French show and the fucking province wanted to murder me. That's amazing. There's something funny in that, you know?
There is.
There's comedy in that.
Yeah.
So, but if it was only like 10 negative comments, it wouldn't be funny. It would just be weird.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's so overwhelming,
Or-
there's a joke in there.
If they wanted to have him back, like if they had him back, there would probably be
Mike would
like
have him
an
back.
anticipation, you know?
Yeah,
like,
Mike would have him back for
'cause
sure.
It was fun
The
too. You
comeback.
could tell they know each other and
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
also laughing.
If he
And
goes
Mike-
back, I want to go for that episode.
Yeah, and Mike Ward too, like his expressions and stuff. He's good.
Yeah. Mike's the dude. Here, who's like Mike?
Nobody.
Nobody. Yeah, the theater shows, the
Yeah.
podcast, and it's all him. He all did it himself.
Yeah.
He decided
And
like,
French and English, you know,
Yeah,
it's
can't-
not easy to do both and to be, you know, have success. And,
dude, I'm trying to do both, and I'm seeing how fucking incredibly
Yeah.
difficult it is.
Yeah, yeah.
But a lot of fun because I feel like an open micer. In French, because you're nervous. You're like, am I going to trip over my words? Am I going to say this right? Am I going to say that right? Which
Yeah.
doesn't happen in English. Like you're nervous about doing well, but you're not nervous about tripping over words.
Yeah.
You know, but it happens in French.
Yeah, it's
How do you
different.
trip over words? It's not physical.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Where are they going to, when they want to find you online, the people,
Yeah.
they're going to go to Instagram, they're going to go to Twitter, and they're going to look up Gino Durante. Now,
'Kay.
I'm saying this, but if you look in the description, I've already put the links out there because I'm a great fucking podcast host.
Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
Twitter, okay. But I'm doing my website after this.
Oh, please, I'll help you out. Yeah.
But Instagram and Facebook, yeah. And I'll post all my shows there.
Instagram more than Facebook?
Both.
But Facebook,
both.
you don't have a Facebook page. Facebook, you have a fucking
Yeah,
your
but they
personal
use my
page.
Facebook, and I'm gonna get the.
You want people to add you on Facebook?
Yeah, yeah.
Why don't you make a
but
fucking
no,
fan
but
page?
it's a public thing, so even if they don't add, they can see and they can.
Oh,
follow.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, so Gino Durante on the Facebooks.
Yeah.
Go to his Instagram. Gino Durante is there. The links are in the description for his Twitter, his Instagram. Hopefully in the future I'll put his fucking website. Did that hurt your ear?
Oh,
Did it hurt your ear?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I honestly didn't mean to do that.
that's okay.
I feel bad.
That'll cost you $1,000.
Come collect it, motherfucker. I was with Guido Grasso yesterday and he hurt himself. He fainted on
He
the
came
toilet.
to Bishop.
Yeah, he came
What?
to watch. He fainted on the toilet.
No.
And he had to go get stitches. He broke his eye open.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck, eh?
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah. That's what happens.
I thought-
Fucking snitches get stitches, bro.
I'm sure he'll bring that to the stage though. That's gonna make a good story.
I hope so, but nobody believes him. Everybody thought that he got beat up. And he was trying to tell me, he's like, no, I didn't get beat up. I was taking a shit. I'm like, tell people you got beat up.
He's gonna deny all this.
Yeah. Tell people you got beat up, bro. It's better. But he had a funny joke yesterday that nobody got, myself included. He goes, yeah, I blacked out, and then when I woke up, I drew this. And I was like, what is that picture? It was the picture of the flux capacitor that Doc Brown had drew in Back to the Future when he got knocked out.
Yeah.
But nobody got the reference. And then Mike is yelling at him because he's like, nobody gets the reference. And Mike's like, yeah, we would have got that reference in fucking 1988, you cocksucker. Because Mike was hilarious. So yeah, catch Gino. Gino, one of the funniest guys I know. Great comic, great dude.
Thanks. Man.
If he gets
I had fun.
I can attest to this. I've witnessed them. as
yeah,
well.
if you get a
come
website,
back.
you're the complete package. Get a website, maybe a
Yeah,
handgun.
yeah.
No, nothing can stop you. So you'll be seeing more of Durante. And soon, follow him. I'm going to share it too, but he's got very big shows to announce. He's not allowed to do it yet until the end of the month. The second they're announced, I'm going to share it too. So if you're in the places, and I know a lot of my listeners are actually in that specific place that we talked about before, I'm telling you, it is worth your fucking money. You're going to have a great fucking time. And the good thing about him is he doesn't run away. The second the show's over, he sticks around, he takes photos, he hugs. You know that's how you are.
That's good. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
You have to hang
So,
around.
yeah,
after,
he's-
not before. After.
No, after. He hangs around, he takes photos, talks to everyone, he takes time. Go if you want. Go to the bathroom. Go. He takes his time.
Love you. Thanks for
I
having
know
me.
where it is.
So, and Poseidon, you're going to find him at ThePoseidon69 on Instagram and Twitter. And remember, we have a
Sick.
Patreon, patreon.com/Pantelis. You get everything early. You get all the backlog catalog of things. You could access them. There's private videos that are only there, including the pilot episode of mine and Poseidon's show for boss status members. I will be once again in Toronto, April the 25th. I will be in Quebec City in French the 9th of May. I will be in Sherbrooke the 3rd of April in English. And that's all we're announcing right now. Oh, March 13th.
Yes.
I'm crazy. I forgot. The Southern Boys, me, Guido, Massimo, Poseidon will be there. I think my boy Emil Corey, who comes on the road with me, is going to be hosting that show. A bunch of surprises that night. Poseidon will also be there, so you can shake hands and take photos with him. Reach out if you're a patron on Instagram. On page. Where we're going to reach out? Discord. You like Discord, right?
Yes.
So reach out on Discord. Poseidon will hook you up with discount tickets.
Yes.
And is that it? Is that all we have, Poseidon?
I think that'll be all for now.
Goddamn. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Ciao, ciao.